Okay, I got a security card right there. Welcome to the show. Are we live? Are we live? We're live, and we're out here at this makeshift urban warfare training center. Gonna take advantage of it, sharpen up some skills, and maybe talk about some close quarters combat. I've never had to knife fight anybody. I hope I never have to. But, you know, you got to protect yourself. And I just know basics. I like to hold it like this. That way you can punch and slash. When you hold it like this, you're kind of limited. And if you punch, then you might bring it out here. But if you keep it like that, I don't know. I see a lot of guys in movies doing it like that. So, but we got to be sneaky here. And I had let's get down here. Talk about this real quick. You got to be quiet. But when I was in Berlin, they had a place called Doughboy City. It's the mock urban warfare training center for the Berlin Brigade. The French and the British used it too. It's a town it's like the size of Buffalo, Missouri. Had a fake underground, subway system, sewer systems, storm drains, just like a city. A small town with an outlying area to assemble and stuff. And that's where the 4th, 5th, and 6th infantry, battalions of the 502nd Infantry, light infantry units would practice. And I got to do a little bit of it. So I want to make this very clear. I've never been to combat, but did a lot of simulated training for it. And it was really fascinating to me. In urban warfare, it's a different type of environment than out in the woods. And your camouflage can be different to blend in with urban environments. As you can see, this kind of war zone looking shit, you got to be careful about silhouetting yourself against windows and this kind of stuff, and shadows. It's a whole different environment. And one of the things that I picked up there was clearing a building. Now, again, it's just training, and but preferably, if you got a building with, say, there's a couple of bad guys in there, and they're loaded up pretty good, and you got your squad and your team downstairs, outside, you kind of got them cornered. And the philosophy, the best thing to do is to give them an escape route. So if you can, preferably start at the top of the building and work your way down. Come in through the roof, like this shit. Whatever you gotta do, punch a hole through the roof, get in there, and flush them out. You don't want to corner them and push them up to the top where they're fighting for their life like a cornered animal. I guess, that's, again, it's a lot of variables involved. So that's a preferred thing. If you can give people an escape route, and then along that escape route, you set up your machine gun nest and you mop up every last of those bad guys that coming out of that building. I don't know. I practiced a lot for it, and I've thought about it a lot. I don't know if I could do it. I'd probably shit my pants. You never know. And it would be a hard thing to do, really. And because I've hunted, and when I was a kid, I shot every goddamn thing that fucking moved in the woods. And that was outside of my dad's doctrine. If he had known about what me and my brothers and cousins and all of us was up to, he'd have broke a BB gun or a shotgun over my ass and my head. And he's done it before. So I wasn't raised and taught that way. But you're a kid, you're out in the woods, starting out with a BB gun and a 22 and a shotgun and high-powered rifles. You're going to make some stupid choices sometimes, and I did plenty of it. And sometimes I like to think, I'm providing for me and mines, you know, real nice and proper by getting that big fat turkey, that's fine and stuff. And even if I killed a blue jay or a robin, I'd take it home and feed the cats. But it's killing just to be killing. And believe it or not, many years later, it was about my 10 years ago or so, you know, it really hit my heart. Started thinking about this stuff. You know, I killed God's creatures like a stupid kid. And I had to pray, ask the Lord to forgive me. I think he has, you know. But I don't know, maybe that's why some of these guys going in the military are committing suicide. Because, you know, this ain't, I don't know what the deal is, man, but it ain't easy. It's pretty brutal. And just hope we never have to go through that kind of stuff. But it's best to be prepared, is what I was always taught in there. Train hard in peace, live long in war. And, you know, try to minimize the stupid shit. I like keep it simple, stupid, for most of my game plans. All right. And like I said, like this. So you got punching capability. Again, I don't know. I never had a knife fight nobody. I hope I don't have to. You know? Because, you know, it's not going to be pretty. But you know what? It's also a lot like that mad bull back on the farm. I raised him from a baby. I was there just within moments after him being born, watching Mama Cow lick the afterbirth off of him. Raised him like a puppy, you know, bottle fed him, rode him around like a little horse. Got really attached to this little calf that grew into a bull. That eventually grew into the Mad Bull. And as much as I love that animal, he's putting himself in danger, and the other animals and cattle, and me, and anybody else. And you just got to do what's right and put him down. And it's a very difficult thing to do. You know, that's what you got to do on the farm. You learn hard lessons like that. And usually lessons like that go just a little bit better with some KC barbecue sauce, and throw a couple of pieces of cheese on him after you pull him off the barbecue, and you'll get over that mad bull real quick. Seriously, I mean, you know, don't let him go to waste. All right, here's a good coming around the corner. This is why mirrors are pretty good. You use your cell phone nowadays. Sneak around that corner, get you a quick shot. Here's another thing. You'll see a lot of these guys, they squat down. I've seen operators do this. And they'll go through, because you're expecting a guy at this height come popping around head height. If I come down around like this, you know, and there are guys, these are like your fucking Green Berets, Navy SEAL, they duck walk. We did a lot in basic, but not like special forces guys. They live in these uncomfortable positions. But that's, you know, that's what makes them special forces. Another thing is noise and light discipline. Right now, I'm blowing the noise and light discipline. This is for training mission. You gotta check your buttons, check your zippers. Is everything tied? Everything buttoned up and good? Shake your bags like that. It's too noisy, you know? Too much flash. And give me away and kill everybody on my fucking squad. That's a fucking no-go. Stuff you gotta watch out for. Now, I remember some of these times they'll, oh, this door is kind of tough. I'll find you a door to do this with. Here, this is a good one. Alright, we're just going to pretend that we're the big bad wolf, and we want to see what's going on in here. And the proper way to, you know, let them know you're here. You know, pop you a couple frags in here, blow the room. You know, you got to stand back away from that, because a grenade concussion, it's going to blow shit through here. So let her boom. And another thing's cooking off the grenade. You want to pull that pin, pop it, 1, 2, toss it. If you toss it too early, fucker in there might have, you know, be some kind of ball playing fool and grab your grenade and throw it right back at you. So you got to be careful with that. That's what we're taught. Now, once you do that, you came in, you know, various ways, sweep the room. And again, it's, you know, we're not there to win hearts and minds when you're clearing a building. We're there to exterminate the enemy. What a freaking great location, huh, to play around in. You gotta watch the cops over here, though. I saw him body slam over here. They pulled this girl and this guy out of this one building over here. She took off running down the street. They just let her go. And he went down on his knees, but then he wasn't putting his hands behind his back. He was being a dick. So they just, bam. They got him down. And here's another thing I do. Let's see if I can get this thing working here. These come in very handy. You don't need big elaborate ones usually. Look at that, huh? Now we've got zoom on my camera. Now I'm blowing a lot of rules right here. I'm silhouetting myself in this window in the daytime. Big no-no. Somebody's got the American flag up there. Patriot live right here, buddy. That still means something. You know, I don't know. There's a big push to divide us, and while there are some cruel pieces of our history and atrocities, there's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of stuff that they don't want you to know all this stuff. I'm talking about John Brown over here with some black guys the other day. They're like, who the hell is John Brown? I said, he was an abolitionist right before this pretty much triggered the Civil War. His actions was a white guy who got sick of seeing Africans sold in chains on his street. So he rounded up his buddies that felt the same way, and he went out and killed other white people, slave owners. He lost his son, some of his other people in his crew. He finally got caught and was hung for treason. And when you talk about this stuff, I mean, I really didn't know a lot about him from school either, mostly because I skipped a lot of it with Sean Fletcher. But the days that I was there, I don't remember hearing a lot about John Brown. And they had a lot of history. Now, I'm not trying to cover up for all the atrocities of slavery, but if there's one John Brown out there who risked his own life, family and limb and liberty because of he couldn't stand it anymore. He wasn't just going to have it. He just couldn't have it anymore. And you know that saying that if you have a thought, there's probably 10,000 other motherfuckers out there with a similar thought, and for whatever reason they haven't acted on it. there was a lot more John Browns out there. But, you know, we also don't want to forget all the devastating things that have happened, especially like redlining the banks. Something new I found out that they were doing it until like the 70s, wasn't it? Banks wouldn't loan you money if you lived on a certain side of town, which happened to be the African American side of town. And when you look at these things now, you really got to say, well, okay, now some have had disadvantages and roadblocks purposely set up and the whole thing about these home loans for Americans, it's how you build wealth, and you pass it on to your kids and their next kids, and while I definitely don't want to make this sound like a white guilt trip, because I'm not on that. I'm sorry, pal. If you know, I think we need to fix this stuff. But let's remember, man, America is very special. This Constitution that we have, this right to vote. Even though a lot of it's a big show. Life and liberty, and something else that I don't think any other really governmental documents ever provided for people that state that we have certain inalienable rights granted by our Creator. Yeah. That no man can infringe upon. They're really trying to. And, you know, what I'm seeing from this Trump stuff, that thing that Gary Davis posted about NBC's total bias, I see it, man. You know, talk about treason. How about we hold these reporters accountable for misinformation? And now you can say, well, that's, you know, that's fair game, you know, it's free speech. And if NBC wants to, you know, spin that bias, well, that's just the poor bastard who's watching it, who's not smart enough to figure that out. You know, he's the one that's going to suffer. And it's his fault for not figuring it out, that he's being lied to and manipulated by all these networks. And I'm sorry, CNN and Fox both do it. It's a two-headed snake. And they really want you to believe that, oh, I'm doing everything I can to fight for you. While they're all patting each other on the fucking back after this election and shit, and looking to the future, I want to know about the past. I want to know where $21 fucking trillion of our money, where did it disappear to? You know, it's business as usual over there. And if you think any different, it's cognitive dissonance. You need to, I've suffered from it very much. This whole thing of spinning these political parties where you're either full bore right wing or you're all the way to the left. Cognitive dissonance. Man, this shit, it's just not good. And I don't want to go into all that because I love America, but I think there's some people really trying to tear it apart. And goddamn, man, just tell this whole fucking story. If you're gonna tell one side, tell the other. You know, it's bullshit. Anyway, let's get back to what we're doing here. And I gotta watch them guys. That street sweeper, he's connected to the airport people over here. And if they see me fucking around up here, he's probably gonna call the cops. And they're probably not gonna think it's too funny me up here playing fucking war games. But one must stay sharp, you know? And yeah, so flush them out. Give them an escape route, and then capture them if you can. A live soldier is a much better a much better intelligence material, and you're not going to learn much from a dead guy, and you're not going to win over as many hearts and minds with the dead body bags as you will with a returned POW who's coming around to your way of thinking. I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it? Make much more effective tool. Here's another thing that you need to check out. And I love this organization. You know, and I've worked for the defense contractors before, and I'm all for it. And but DARPA, Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, you know, these guys they're into everything from space technology to underwater, everything. All kinds of weaponry. They've even done. I was on a freaking labor-ready job at the Hughes Laboratory. It's like a week-long gig. Just going out there, they're going to remodel this one part of it, where they're going to make silicone chips. So it's a real clean room environment. I was up there dusting. That's all I did all day. Dust. It's got to be super clean before they opened it. And then on the other side of this place, this lab, beautiful facility up there. If you've ever been up there, it's on your way to above Malibu, up in the mountains, looking overlooking the ocean. And they got one place up there that they had a laboratory, and my facility was on this side, and they got a guard station right here, and then they got DARPA had this project going on, and they have a big billboard out there telling you exactly what it is. It's no big secret, so I'm not giving away any secrets or anything. It's like that movie Tom Cruise did with the cogs, predictive, cognitive, what do they call it, precogs or something. The U.S. military has actually looked into this kind of stuff and researched it, and it's part of a battlefield predictive programming. Now, I don't know if they're inducing the human brain chemically or I don't know exactly, but they're looking at ways for like a squad or team or a company commander on the field, in the field, on the battlefield right there in real time, can make predictions about enemy movements before they do. It's really trick stuff, man. And I started looking into some more of this stuff, and I found that it's called transcranial magnetic stimulation, and it's FDA approved. Now that's it's on the civilian market now. This was I don't know exactly how it works, but they're going transcranial through your brain with some kind of magnetic stimulation. The thought was, how can we win the hearts and minds of a village and them not even know what we're doing? So I don't know how this apparatus, I didn't see, I got to research this some more, but it may be like an MRI thing that the doctors use now. But the thought was, you want to persuade a people or a thought, you know, and make them vote a certain way, make them feel a certain way. And they've done this with this transcranial magnetic stimulation, which is now FDA approved to treat depression. Good thing. See, it can have some positive effects. However, we know. I mean, you'd have to be a fool to think that if it can treat depression, maybe it causes it too. You know, are there different variations of human behavior that you can get out of this thing? I don't know exactly. It's pretty fascinating stuff, though, and pretty crazy. All right. Let's put it on 3-round burst. All right, we don't want to go full auto. Waste that ammo. That's another thing that's very important is equipment check. I like to do one if I'm out traveling, especially at night or somewhere where I'm not going to come back again, or if it's, you need to do it constantly. Check your wallet. You got your keys. Got your cell phone. Got a smoke or two. You know, you got your beans and your bullets. Huh? Are you locked and loaded? All right, let's go back out here. You know, this is just too tempting. This is going to blow my noise and light discipline. But I just can't help it, you know? Shock and awe is another good one. Too bad it was used the way it was in Iraq. You know, check that 6. All right, well, you know, in all the, like saying, did a lot of this simulated combat in Berlin, and we had the laser miles gear. You'd have the little laser tag shit on your helmet and on your M16. You got a laser thing there. You got to take it to this little range thing and dial it in before you go out to the field. You're shooting blanks. So you get the sound, the feel, everything but the bullet. And that when it pops, it shoots that laser. And if you hit somebody, it goes off and you got a hit. So, in those war games that we played, I've been killed many, many times. And many times it just come out of nope. I'm like, what the fuck? I just got hit. What's happening? You'd have, sometimes as a stinger team, they'd have us parked out on the fringe, me and another guy with 6 fucking weapon rounds. He had an M16 and I had a 45. In a fucking canvas covered Humvee. And, you know, you do your best to camouflage your vehicle in the wood line, wherever you're at. And it's your job to provide air defense. And you're watching your expected avenues of approach and such, and you know, you have one of them judges come up, probably usually an officer or a high-ranking NCO or two in a Humvee. You guys are dead, out of here. I'm like, what the fuck happened? He goes, you got hit by that Bradley over there, 3 clicks away. See that wood line way over there? And you look over in the woods, and I don't see him. Well, he got you. You're out of here. Sometimes they just roll dice in the talk. Okay, these guys are all gone. Send them back to the rear. And if you think you're going to go out there and I'll just get killed and go back to base, so I can get in out of the cold German winter and enjoy that nice Army canvas tent with the heaters and the grape juice and fucking MREs flowing like manna from heaven. No, I'm sorry. You're dead. You're going to do some fucking extra duty. Or you're a POW. I've seen these infantry guys do it. And I never had to do it, but if they caught some infantry guys out on their little war game, they had a pit about the size of this room out in Doughboy City. I see it dug about, I don't know, 2-3 feet deep with razor wire over the top of it, sandbags along the edge, machine gun guy here and there. And if you're a POW, you get your ass in your sleeping bag, and that's it, and a canteen of water. We'll feed you when we feed you. You don't get no smokes, no fucking Hustler magazines, no fucking whiskey bottles. You get your ass in that sleeping bag in the fucking snow under that razor wire. You're a POW. You know, like I said, they put a lot of value on the training, and they try to make it realistic. And you know, this ain't no fucking picnic, son. And you fucked up, and you got caught. So get in your bag and shut the fuck up, POW. You know, play the game, boys. All right. We're going to come out, and usually you want to, another thing is shoot, move, communicate when you're working with team members. And there's different styles. You know, the infantry guys got different ways of maneuvering, and you're most likely they train forever on just one specific mission. You know, before they even go in there, how many months do they plan grabbing Osama bin Laden? You know, it's almost like a movie, kind of rehearsals, or more like a play. And if you caught that one video I just posted of a Navy SEAL how to clear a room, where he's talking about simple little movements, about how much, you know, that extra half a fraction of a second that you get a beat on that motherfucker in that room before he gets one on you. So you want to limit your movements. You know, I don't know. You know, a lot of it's again, you could do all this training your whole life, and then when the real shit hits the fan, you fucking crap your pants and run like a baby. Who knows? Or you might get fucking shot right away. Who knows? Or, you know, you might truly be the badass that you've always imagined. Who knows? I don't know. I don't like to fight. If I can avoid it, I will. Just like last night. You know? There's something going on over here. And like I said before, I didn't trust the white people over here. I mean, I got a couple white guys I'll talk to and stuff, but first, there's just something different over there. And if you guys know what I mean. If you've been in jails, run with the woodies, the woods, you know, that's the problem with this jail system. Institutions, they force you, you know, whites with whites and blacks with blacks. When, you know, I've had black guys, my second time in LA County Jail, for had a bunch of traffic warrants. I was probably about 24 years old, right after the riots, not too long. Had hair longer than this. I looked like a wild motherfucker. And I go in there, and this is got a medical issue that the sheriff's pulled me out of the cell. I just got in there, and a little bit later they come in, we got to take you to the laboratory. So I go to the laboratory, and there's this little pill-popping Asian motherfucker down there. He's not a sheriff, but he thinks he is, because he works at the Twin Towers. And he starts calling me suicidal and some kind of maniac because I don't want to take this medicine that was very popular back in the day for this thing I got. And I told him, no, I'm not taking it. I'm being seen by the VA. I'm only here for a week or two for these stupid traffic tickets. Thank you, but I'll pass. He kept being a bastard about it. And the sheriff, he finally said, well, he's not going to take these pills. You can't force him. So he walks me back to the cell, and the deputy was really cool. He's like, man, that guy was a fucking asshole, huh? I said, yeah, he really was. You know, he doesn't know what he's talking about. And fortunately for me, I'm glad I stuck to my plan and my guns, and I didn't get hooked on that medicine at the time. Anyway, sheriff said, well, just do your time. You'll be all right. I go back in the cell. A few minutes later, one of the boys, the white boys, and you know these types, your typical jailhouse, this guy, that's all he's ever going to know probably. You know, he might, at some point in his life, pull his head out of his ass and either go the church way or get involved with helping other people straighten their lives out through the correctional system. Otherwise, this guy will probably end up in jail for the rest of his life. He's just a douchebag. you know, and one of them rob and lick store types. You know, I don't like them guys. He comes up to me, he's like, why'd you go to the lab, bro? What's up, bro? Hey, bro. You know, that's why I don't like people that I don't know calling me bro. What's up, bro? It stands for bend right over. But I was naive back in them days, so I told him what the deal was. He's like, oh, wow. A few minutes goes by. The shot caller for the white guys, who is another punk, white boy, you know, it sucks because I'm supposed to take orders from this fucking cocksucker. He couldn't lead me across the fucking street. I just been out of the military, and I'm gonna take orders from this fucking little punk ass, fucking shoplifter, fucking drug dealing, fucking dumbass. But he comes up to me with the head of the Mexicans. Now in my cell in LA County, where I was at, it's 2-tier, and on the top was the blacks and the whites. About 15 blacks, about 15 whites. I'm sorry, there's one Italian guy. He come in there and he goes, I'm Italian. Hey, okay, Wop, you're a white boy. Okay, Woody Wop, get over there. Italian. Fuck. Anyway, and then all the Mexicans down at the bottom. And there's about 30 of them. And they split themselves up. Here's something else that's interesting to me about Hispanic people. They segregate themselves in jail. Southsiders and Paisanos. And then the Northsiders, you know, in the prison system, it gets pretty fucking wild with the Norths and the Souths. So, I don't let them blow too much smoke up my ass about racism and shit, because I'm like, okay, let's move on there, okay? I learned my lesson by calling a guy from Guatemala Mexican, and he's like, oh, don't you dare call me Mexican. And I guess him and his bunch didn't have a good time coming up here through Mexico. So, you know, let's not deny racism, but let's not just blow it out of fucking proportion and act like only goddamn white people do it. All right, so back to what I was saying. Now this shot caller and this other punk white boy with the Mexican coming up to me going, you got to go, Holmes. We don't want your type in here, man. You got to go. And all the Mexicans, you know how it gets in jail. They're all beating their chest and acting like they're fucking ready to go to war. I've been in this cell maybe 2 hours, and I played a game of cards with these black guys, spades. And I love playing spades with black guys. I'm sorry, but the cheating level is right where I need to be at with them guys. And as long as everybody knows we're cheating, it's fun. I love it. You know. But anyway, things are getting heated, and I'm just kind of keeping what am I going to do? You know, I'm not saying much. The head of the black guys. I should have really stayed in touch with this fella, man. He was a Crip. This is exactly your stereotypical cornrows, buffed, tatted out. He's fucking calling the shots for the brothers in there. He speaks up and he goes, anybody fucking with that man's fucking with me. And then all these black guys like, yeah, white boy. And they start getting all crazy with the slang and the racist shit. They calling them wetbags. Hey, fuck those wetbacks, and we got you, white boy, fuck them. And at first, you know, I'm like, right on. You know, I got somebody that's going to stick up for me, because none of the white boys stood up for me. They sold me down the river. Those fucking punks sold me down the river. Even the tough guy Italian didn't stand up for me or nothing. Only one white boy who was he was a Hell's Angel. He was on his way to state. I think he was coming off a little bit of hard shit. He's laying in his bunk. He rolled over. He said, just go to your bunk, man. Don't worry about none of these motherfuckers. And he went back to sleep. That was the most help I got out of the white boys. Little directive from a Hell's Angel guy. But the black guys were getting me pumped. Now, these brothers are fucking tough. The Mexicans are tough too. And but let's say now some of them Paisano guys. Now I'm kind of a scrawny fucker, but you know, them guys are about right here. Like I said, I just got out of the military. I'm fucking mad as hell at the world. Why do you think I've got fucking jaywalking tickets and failure to appear on a fucking no turn signal? Because I'm fucking mad. I'm ready to knock. I'm thinking to myself, okay, I can take maybe 2 of these fucking Mexican guys. I'll fucking sock him, you know. I'm gonna move, stick and move. Try to be, you know, like Darren Stidham back in gym class, fighting Woody or Sam Woody or somebody like that. Anyway, the shit's getting so heated in there that the sheriffs had to come in. And they come busting in, everybody on the fucking ground, you know, and everybody's laying out on the ground. And they said, anybody fucks with me is getting more charges brought up on them. And then they just walked out, slammed the door. Man, within about maybe 20 minutes, nobody said shit to me, no, but nothing. The Mexicans never fucking fucked with me again. The white guys never, you know, I didn't push, I'm by myself. And I know I'm in and out. That fucking cocksucker that did me dirty, the white boy, for all I know, that motherfucker's probably still there. And good, because that's where he deserves to be. So, I'm not going to get in any more, I just let it go. Fuck it. Those black guys didn't ask me for nothing. Nothing, man. I didn't have to be nobody's bitch. You have to bend over and take a big fucking fat one up my ass. Nothing. Okay, I'm hearing voices. Let's get off the property before I get a trespassing ticket. Didn't ask me shit, man. And that black dude is fucking cool people, man. And we went back to playing spades. Jail's a very tricky thing. Now, I'm glad I've never done prison time. So that last judge told me, you know, I got my little file. It's only about that. It's just, again, it's traffic tickets and shit. Idiot stuff. I'm not some felon. I'm just hard-headed when I was younger. And, but the judge said, you know, hey, those failure to appears shows a total disrespect to this court and the law. And if I see you back over here, Mr. Gann, no more fucking around with county jail. You're going to the big boy pen. I said, no problem, sir. And ain't seen him since. All right, we got a security guard right there. Now, when you're leaving a place like that, what do we say to do? Equipment check. Very important. Especially if you're smoking that weed. All right, we're gonna look for some tracks.